Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew, with you here as always. This is the Commando Cast, a video cast about all things Star Wars Destiny. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando. Hello everyone, welcome to the Commando Cast, a Star Wars Destiny focused video cast here on the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew with you here as always, and thank you very much for joining me again today. So as we march ever closer to that Faltering Allegiances Set 11 fan-made set of Star Wars Destiny, ever closer to that October 16th release date, we are seeing more spoilers. So about a week ago-ish, Rebel released their set of spoilers. We finally got some villain cards in the mix, so that's what we're looking at today, are the red villain spoilers from Faltering Allegiances. Hello everyone, thanks for joining me again as we march through some more spoilers today. But yeah, in case you had missed it, this week, earlier this week, it was announced that October 16th will be the release date for Faltering Allegiances. That is, actually, I think it's a Friday. It is indeed a Friday. So it'll be released on that Friday. That's going to be one heck of a weekend, a lot of stuff going on for that weekend and then the rest of the week. So that is very exciting for us to look forward to. So as the reign of spoilers across the various content creator channels continues, hopefully we have more to look forward to. The Rebel team got their 3 spoilers in episode 99, actually, of their cast. That is pretty impressive. I saw some rumors that was going to be their last Star Wars Destiny one, but I don't know if I believe that, guys. Going out with spoilers, I don't know. So we will see. They've done a good job forever in Star Wars Destiny. They're around as long as I can remember in the content creator space. So if they are leaving, that's a sad thing, but I don't believe that if they do, that they'll leave us at heart. So please make sure to go check out their stuff. Like I'm showing right now, their post. They said that there's an article up as well. I was not able to find it, but if I can, I will link it in the description. So what I wanted to do today was go through these and give my take. So we have 3 red villain spoilers. First one right here is Ep121 Fierce Fighter. So he is 9 health, 10-13 for a villain, so pretty well costed there. He has a 0 ranged, 1 melee, 2 melee, 3 melee for 1, a resource, and a blank. He's a character trooper, as you would expect. After setup, you may look at the top 4 cards of your deck, reveal a weapon from among them, and add it to your hand. He then has power action, roll a die on a weapon on this character into your pool and resolve it if able. Otherwise, remove it. So something very similar to the original FN. Actually, let's go ahead and put up the original FN, right? It's now remember, this guy got pretty seriously, he kind of got the double nerf bat, right? Not only did he get the balance of the force, but he was basically the reason that they changed the overwrite rule, which was completely appropriate. But in that case, it stayed in, right? I like this guy, right? So first off, before we get too much into the obvious strategy discussion here, every now and then you see something that makes me smile, right? What makes me smile here is the 0 gun. I really think that's a great design space here, right? So you're giving this guy he has 4 damage sides, which is pretty aggressive for a 10-13, but one of them's a blank, but it can be resolved with modifiers, right? I think this is a really good, like, if you're going to put 4 damage sides on a 13-point character, or a 10-point character, I guess, I think this is the way to do it. I'm not slamming blue Luke, red 5 Luke at all. That's not the case. I think this is a really great design space, especially because he's weapons focused, right? And what sucks more than anything is getting modifiers stuck on the table. And you can, for a pretty bad cost, still get that die off the table. Or a bad trade, I should say. So I really, really appreciate that 0. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. It's not good, right? But that's not the point. It's not the point that it's good. It's a good design space. I really like that. All right, so let's get into this guy just from his power action, right? Power action is roll a weapon on this character into your pool and resolve it at Fable, otherwise remove it, right? So you roll it in, but it has to be resolved. So in that case, no, that does not pair with the 0, right? But I think this is it's basically how FN's power action should have been originally. So I think that's really strong. Probably his best part here, and this is probably why I think FN might be better just as a 10-point character, right? Non-elite, is he has a Mace Windu ability after setup. So you will have a chance to start with 6 cards in your hand, one of which would have to be a weapon, right? If you can find it on the top of the deck. It's really pretty self-explanatory there. Now, I'm going to actually show up a image of something back from, I don't remember which cast number it was at this point, but we were talking about calculated probability and statistics for card draw. And the Mace Windu ability, if your success criteria is I need a weapon in my hand, the probability of having a weapon in your hand, doing full mulligan, and then the 4 on top of that, if you have, I think, 10 in your deck, is basically certain, right? It's nothing's 100%, nothing's 1, but it's pretty darn close. So I think if you're building your deck around it, if your success criteria is hard mulligan for weapons, you're basically going to get one. So I think that's really good, and that's why I think he's probably going to be in some rainbowy deck, maybe as a little support or something. So we'll have to see what other characters jump out. I honestly don't have any character pairings in mind that jump to me right now, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't end up being paired even with just existing characters. But I'm going to really hold off on going down the pairing. Let's hold off on going down the pairing road until we see if he has any buddies. But right now, that's where my head is that as a 10-point character, he's probably that's probably the way to play him as a 10-point character. All right, moving on to the event card, Exposing Disloyalty. So it's 0 cost villain event, red event. Look at 2 random cards in an opponent's hand. Then if those cards do not share a color, discard one of them. So going into this, I don't remember when, but it was way back months ago, there was a lot of talk on, I think it was actually in their original discussion article, there was a lot of talk about promoting mono. And part of the reason that it was okay to promote mono, right, is because Kylo 2 finally was rotating out, which had put a lot of pressure on mono decks forever, right? And remember, we all want to run Rainbow because it gives you access to most of the good stuff. And then you also, on top of that, had the Kylo threat, right? So you were taking a disadvantage by playing mono as it was, and then you had a double disadvantage because you might run up to Kylo if your deck's too good, right? So we are definitely seeing mono promotion in this set, and I think this fits right into that. If those cards do not share a color, discard one of them. So this is kind of, I think it's a cruddy probe, right? Look at 2 random cards in an opponent's hand. Those cards do not share a color, discard one of them. Now, we have to consider detect in this, in that the detected card is shown. So I'm not entirely sure actually how I'd have to get clarification on that, because if the detected card is shown, can I randomly not pick the detected card, or do we have to do the whole put them back in your hand, hide it thing? So that one I'm not sure of, because that could, I guess, help you, right? If you had detected cards, that could definitely help you, and it would make this card a lot better. So I think we need that clarification on there. And if anybody knows, again, please let me know in the comments, right? Because that would make a big difference here. Otherwise, I don't think this card is very good, because Probe was reprinted, right? And we still have we have Probe, Counter Intel, so there's all sorts of other good stuff for red villain. Face the enemy. Face the enemy is different in how it works, but I think, and note that this is not Intel, right? It's not an Intel card. I mean, that may or may not be relevant, but since we're seeing a lot of Intel cards and they're starting, they're playing off of them in this set, I think that's important also. So, yeah, I don't know about this one so far in terms of, I mean, it's certainly not overpowered. That's for sure, right? All right. Moving on to this card is freaking hot. All right, so 3 cost TIE Striker, 2 range plus 3 range, 2 indirect, 3 indirect for 1, 2 disrupt, and a blank. I want to point out this is actually the LS1 hand cannon. I always say that SL1 hand. I always get that screwed up, but it's the hand cannon die, except that it has 1 more disrupt. So it's a support vehicle. There's a lot here, so stick with me. Action. So it's not a power action, it's an action, right? Which makes sense because it's in your hand at the time. Action. If an opponent activated a vehicle during their last turn this round, you may discard another card from your hand to play this vehicle from your hand for free. After the upkeep phase begins, discard the support from play unless you discard the top 4 cards of your deck. So a couple things to point out here. You don't, because it's all part of the action, it's all under the action. If you play this normally, you don't have to discard the cards. And after the turn you play it, you don't have, right? So you only have to do the discards once, is what I'm saying, right? It's the if you use this action, only if you use this action and only on the turn you use this action, do you have to do the top 4 discard to keep it. So essentially, you're playing this card from your hand for the cost of 1/6 of your deck, 1 of which is from your hand, 4 of which are from your deck. So that's not bad. I mean, depending on the situation. I mean, everything's always situational, right? We get that. But that's pretty good for 3 resources, because that's basically saying that 1 from hand and 4 from deck is 3 resources. And fundamentally, let's say there was a 0 cost gray card that would let you, with ambush in this case, right? 0 cost gray card with 3 resources that would let you, that for discarding a card and chucking the top 4 of your deck, get 3 resources. I think that would be a playable card. And the reason I'm saying has ambush, because then you're getting this on the table, right? Now I realize in the scenario I just outlined that would cost you 1 additional card, the one you played. But I do think that if there was a card out there that would let you chuck 5 cards for 3 resources, I think people would find a way to take advantage of that. So that's why I think this is really good. Now, considering that Krennic and Wat Tambor are still cards, I still think this is pretty good, even if you just play it. I mean, I don't think, I know, like, this card's good. I really like this card. The response launch bay type thing where, it's in reserve and you play it if they activate, that's kind of neat. It's actually, I think it's really neat. We'll have to see how it plays. I mean, I'm not saying that the cards aren't a significant, it is a significant hit, losing that many cards, especially in a potential, right, especially when we're looking at the set from a detect and intel standpoint, where you can get rid of people's cards easier, you know what they have. I don't think, we'll have to see how it plays out. I mean, I think this card's really good. I don't necessarily think it's broken. That's a very high cost. So I'm very excited to see how this one plays out. I certainly think that even just paying 3 to get this beast on the table is very valuable. So this is my, well, I don't know, is it my favorite of the 3? I don't know. Like, I like this one a lot, but if we go back to old FN here, FN's pretty fun. I mean, I enjoyed playing FN back in the day. I played him with Aura Talzin, or not Aura Talzin. Played him with Aura Singh back in the day. Also played him with Kylo 2 back in the day. And he was a lot of fun. Riot Baton, still one of my favorite cards. I would be ecstatic hoping for a Riot Baton reprint here, except that Agent Zion on my cast said that there were no reprints in the set. So that ship sailed. But this is very exciting. I really like these cards. Looking forward to it. I think there's going to be a lot of strategy around FN, a lot of deck building around FN. So I'm going to put some pencil to paper and do some brainstorming on him. But in the meantime, hoping for more Faltering Allegiances spoilers. We've got just under 2 weeks to go, guys. So let me know what you guys are thinking about the spoilers. if I'm missing anything on that middle card, let me know. But nothing else, guys. Go Commando.